Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Oh my god, chaos in the USA right now. The federal government is officially shut down as of today, October 1st. Man, there's a lot of things going on right now in the US, guys, and right now there's a war between Republicans and Democrats, in the federal government and the White House, which apparently it seems like these people, they can't get along, politicians, according to the news and the sources and everywhere, right now the Democrats are mad and they're not on the same level as Donald Trump because supposedly this big beautiful bill that Donald Trump passed is not including Medicaid, and he's cutting Medicaid for a lot of Americans, which is pretty sad, and also the Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, the Democrats want Donald Trump to extend it. So this is pretty serious stuff, guys. This is no joke, This right now is affecting a lot of Americans' lives, the citizens in the US, But pretty much, guys, right now the reason for this is because, they're saying that Congress didn't pass the 12 appropriate bills needed to fund the government, for the fiscal year of 2026, So this is pretty serious stuff going on, and it's pretty sad, According to the news and everywhere, they're saying that this is going to affect a lot of Medicaid recipients and mothers who have kids, or even federal workers, people in the aviation department, all types of federal workers, who rely on the government's funding and resources, So this is serious, This is including the military, the federal law enforcement officers, they're saying, who are probably going to be working without pay. That's serious stuff, guys, affecting people's lives. People need to work, pay their mortgages or rents, guys. There's a lot of things going on right now relating to the funding, Social Security, Medicare, They're saying that pretty much right now, many federal services, they might end up getting deemed non-essential and a lot of them might be suspended or scaled back, due to this government shutdown, and that supposedly a lot of benefits from people are going to relapse now. Federal workers who depend on funding, from the federal government, guys. So it's pretty sad that this is going on in America. This has happened before. Everybody's saying, the U.S. has shut down multiple times in the past, in past years. But it's sad that right now America just can't never seem to get it together. Like, why does it have to lead to something so drastic like that? You shut things down and now there's no funding. There's even like concerns about flooding. There's like insurances and programs that are funded by the federal government to fund these programs, for flooding. There's some areas who are prone to flooding, and where, the hurricane seasons is always between August to like October, This thing has shut down right in the holidays. Like right now, October 1st, we're starting the holiday season, like Halloween, then Thanksgiving, Christmas, But right now, this is what's going on. And there's a big war between Democrats and Republicans, guys. Like, they're bashing Donald Trump. The Democrats they're each accusing each other about, like, the Republicans are blaming the Democrats for the shutdown. And then the Democrats are now also talking to the media saying that, no, it's Donald Trump, or that Speaker of the House who's a Republican, It's just like, this is just nonsense. I think that this is serious stuff. The government needs to take things very serious. Like, think really about the people, the American people, The American people need help. They need Medicaid. They need a lot of things, and mothers who have kids shouldn't have their SNAP cut in half. I'm not on any side. I'm not a Republican, Democrat, guys. I don't agree with cutting Medicaid for some people, and the Democrats are saying that the Republicans are cutting this because supposedly they're trying to give more tax breaks to the wealthy, and all this, and it's just nonsense. Like, what's going on? Like, two different parties, political parties can't get it together. And it's all about money, spending, the U.S. government, they're saying, is in trillions of dollars of debt. It's pretty sad, and so this is going to affect the funding for traffic controllers, law enforcement, military, They're saying that a lot of agencies without approved funding, for non-essential personnel, they are put in temporary unpaid leave, Like, it's just affecting a lot of things, This is only the first day. Could you imagine this going on for months, or weeks, guys? Like, I don't know, I'm not on any political party, guys, but I feel like certain things, like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, this country has a spending problem. Like, they're saying they're in like 37 something $trillion of debt, that the US is in a hole right now. It's pretty sad, and they still say that America is the best country, is the wealthiest, but there's a lot of things like that's not being funded right. Like, there's roads are damaged, the infrastructure in a lot of states, bridges. I'm seeing more investments in the US is trying to invest in AI. Like, I heard that they invested billions of dollars in AI, which they're considering it the future of America now, and which is also going to lose a lot of people's jobs. Like, people won't have jobs because AI is taking over, and Medicaid, like, I feel like some people need Medicaid, from the disability people, from a lot of people, that's their resources, Pregnant moms, are, supposedly that this big, beautiful bill was going to cut the SNAP for the families that collect more money monthly. So, like, in other words, there's some moms who live in a big household with a bunch of people, and I guess they're collecting a lot of SNAP benefits, food assistance for that whole household for multiple people and each kid, So it's a war right now about money, who's getting funded, like, oh, like the mother and the kids, the SNAP, but yeah, we also have our federal government, like federal employees who also are not getting funded right. And they're in the line of defense trying to protect America and people and the communities, It's just this shouldn't be happening, This should be like, literally, the US has control of all the money. They have control of all the treasury money. This shouldn't happen. Like that they don't know how to spend their money right, like that they're running out of money, they're ending up in debt. They pass multiple bills years after years, but yet they still can't pay off their debt. And so then they cut other programs. They cut programs to get the money from somewhere else, guys. Like, it just doesn't make sense, guys. Like, but I wanted to, my name's Jesus, JB. I also go by JB the Unknown Prophet, guys. That was my artist name. Sometimes I do music, But I wanted to share this with you guys and just share what's going on with the world. I'm sure you guys everybody, it's hard to ignore what's going on in the world because the media blasts it in your face every second. But it's pretty serious, guys. Feel free to comment down below, and let me know what you guys think about this federal government shutdown, and what do you think is going to be the future of America? Will they fix it, or what? There's a lot of chaos right now in the US. Feel free to comment down below and engage and let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in another video like usual. Take care.